Yes, and welcome back to my reading of the content of my diaries. So today, before my proceed here, I need to do this disclaimer again that anybody in the mention now here, these people are witnesses and might be called upon at any time to be able to, to testify to whatever I am trying to say. So I'm not going to keep their names. So that is that. I have been talking about the early days of our father's life in Lagos. Meanwhile, I will take a break from there to be able to go straight in talking about what actually happened to Joe in my own assessment of the situation. So, like as I said, Joe joined Mike in the year 1986 because my Mike had been at Ejigbo. Joe was already staying with Mike. He was even very small. So this is your brother. I didn't have any problem with that, but because I can write even Stella supposed to be with Mike. Joe is supposed to be with Mike. Chijoke is supposed to be with Mike. I went to the condition our parents in Onimea. So ndị ụmụnne and they are supposed to be at school. Stella supposed to be schooling or doing something, school of nursing, or any other thing to benefit or profit her life. Joe supposed to be echeke Joe ikekwa ya wụ that ọ pass school sat ya ọfụma enwere ike dihu ya ejelegharị hu WAEC ya pass ya nwere ike lee jump o nwere ike nọrọ n'ụlọ Mike nakwa agbara ya bọọ nakwa na-ejekwa school. See that Joe will be pushed into one of the universities in Lagos. He will be going to school and at the same time staying with Mike. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Chijoke Ukowede, honor with our dad. Our dad was happy to have Chijoke. At least so show like interest na Hebasara seminar, to be a reverend father. Papa is happy that na waya have Allah Shiraga that he wants to aspire into being a reverend father, which he did not do because of the fact that Papa Anye was the only son. So he had happy that he wants to see that he pushes Chijoke to continue with his education in a seminary school. Otherwise, Chijoke is supposed to be with Mike. Yeah, teach Umunia into position. But what is the important thing now is this: the ego that anything profitable. Everybody, mama, there's nothing. When you give attach, Mike Gashi, yes, lekwa ihe jiri ego ahụ regime. He didn't do anything for anybody as far as Umu Papaya is concerned. And this is the kind of man Mike has always been. Franca finished her own college, Baja University, or Mike Kurugo University Franca. Or Mike Kurugo University Chinedu. Chinedu will not say that I am one Nigeria in Lagos. Lahu back to University of Jos. Anything. No. Or how much did you save? Everybody man, university education is not very cheap. It's not cheap at all. So you cannot in radio Nigeria for how many years? And university for 4 years. It's not true. Ndanambara Kurugo University, they were the people that was responsible for your education, for your university education, Gena Franca. So that one is quite established. Oh, Mike does not invest in anybody's education. He does not do anything to profit anybody. And that kind of investment that will be pointing towards education of members of the family. That is not true. Ebe ego ahụ ejeje o ebe ọmarachala ebe ndị ejeshi pepe soup ka ihe ya kpọka ọmarachala dị ya eje richa nkwobi kpụrụ tupik n'ọnụ. That is it. Ọ bụla makwana ya the highest of ya zụrụ moto onwe ihe nọ n'ime ya. That is it. So onwe ego ya o ji were ji mee na invest in order to be able to profit Joe during the time Joe no with him. Okay. So that one is not a problem at all. But now, Mike enweghị interest in investing into somebody's progress. Anaga onye ga-abịa were anya lekwasa in another person's progress. He gbasara ego mmadụ. Mike ejikwa na-ewetụla anya n'ime ya. Mike will never remove his eyes from somebody else's money. Never. So Mike agaghị hụkwa na ego Joe ji ntị ya nụrụ that na this guy say ego dota. And he decided he had to keep that guy alive. It's not going to happen. Never. As far as money is concerned, Mike is ready to do anything. So mgbe this senior jiri bido m jiri ji lọdụọ to Nigeria. Remember the year m lọdụrụ, hapa m 3 vehicles were lọ rechaa ya ji m ego. Money was not the issue. Jụọ bịa m ATM, she did anyị enwe na visa to Austria. She okay, no problem. She are you ready? Yeah, she yes, I dey ready. I got the ego to be able to buy his ticket. Kechineke Malama Kebe, I'm not going to brag about it because I did it from love. This is our own family. This is my brother. I wish him to come to Finland. If you are now in Austria, you can start from there and then we see the next thing to do. The money Joe was more than enough. Ego ahụ cover the expenses and then the ticket and then the BTA cover all these expenses. Me would go ahead pamajo naka yala po. Okay, alodo kolam aya ho ye pro ni ko send me my phone number ya pom ma po achi ya back mo na ya communicate ma jo ya gbam shim ho asylum application. She okay, that is good. She to move even before Yabgamamia or process chala teacher or so he must have already declared Sierra Leone equal to all no grammar watch him plan here basara the application you're getting here. Aglamegwe she use Nigeria no matter what you do. Story you got your application I will be able to guide him. But before Yabgamamia complete here already. So from the time Ojejina Eche for the result and for decision he had to come out, Joe was in communication with Mike. Mike was proving to him Ayahu Alpha and Omega, a way to where blah blah blah, those kind of a thing. Joe was steady in communication with Franca and Mike. How can you succeed? This is a situation whereby anybody managing Nigeria, Nigeria for application for visa. You don't announce it to anybody. You don't tell anybody in the village. You can make it here until so how zaga he that na any work ketipania the next day Ipola from America, more Ipola from Britain. You don't go announcing your plans with the embassy or whatever, even your flight. You don't go announcing it with anybody in the village. Joa did something I didn't expect. So you cannot be processing your asylum application and at the same time you are regular on telephone every night with Mike. How do you succeed? Give him and that now this guy is very diabolic. You don't keep communication with him as far as your application procedure and your plans. Say basara each email this. You don't let Mike know. Oh, the kind of man he is. So everybody has to follow him like that. So Joe was in communication with Mike and them abandoned me. At the time, Kechineke Balama Kebe Anjira come show Joe, I want to come to Austria to come and see how you are doing. Oshim, don't worry that you'll be fine. Oh my dear mom, because okay, Ogola Sierra Leone, more Nigerian, even though it may not matter, anybody can have friends. I know how to be, but I didn't want to pressure him. Magla, when you can I hope that now he will succeed after 1 year. But when he gave me one gajitinye akukwa duru, it may apply. Normally, all under 1 year, the first 1 year. But for the fact that OG telephone, no get Mike midnight every time, Frank and you are not going, you will not even deposit again what they are on him right now the kind of because Mike was holding it on. I know the kind of man Mike is. So as it has happened, maybe anuka that na munye Mike passed. So how na ego nga ha duga ego onwe mgbe ha jiri eji me involve because Mike will not involve me. Onye ka manuka ya spirit kem ka kwanuke ha. Omena ihe mere aga m make another video where I will narrate what has happened. Otu Mike ji general ego makporo Mike je na Oceanic Bank jeje draw ego were ikpoma ya n'aka alọdla Finland ọrụ makpọ akwụsị. Ha hụ ihe ngodi agwara m Joe agwara m Chinedu agwa. I tried to make them to know that this is what is happening. but ha na-ele m anya as per say mụawụzi the bad guy. nwụrụ a bad guy, enweghị ihe ga-eme m ga-ejiji lọdụọ aja m ime foundation ụlọ m ma kpọrọ ma senior brother ya chi m chọọli ego ji trik m chọọli ego mara that na ejije bank ya bịa attach ya himself with me ma kpọrọ ya jee bank eje tie aka were ego m tara ahụhụ were ji kpama ya n'aka ọ natara m ego ahụ were lakpuo amachala m foundation ahụ lọhụ back to Finland. ọrụ ga-akwụsị ke akwụsị simultaneously 3 jobs stopped. I didn't have to keep quiet. I let my brothers to know. But they just like they shove it. They didn't want to look at it as per se something happened. Because all back when he urucha the same group, he mega. So mba nwunye Mike jeje pass here, he announced that they should give him support. Papa Anishi onye tabi ya nwanne ya ogula the only like the only thing he can remember the only the philosophy which belonged to Joseph Abara, which Mike understands, all that adage of because he's a lazy man, he cannot work, he cannot do anything profitable for himself, he cannot write application, he can't wake up 5 o'clock to start getting ready to start a job at 7 o'clock. He can't. Never. That kind of a man. So ụmụnne gị kwanụ ngakụ na ahụ ndị ga-ediri gị nwunye gị ego ga-eji reji renovate ụlọ akọntributula gị ya ego jiji renovate ụlọ nke Lagos o jiri wayo gwute ya di franka then ego ga-eji urekwanụ ji kpọfụ ụmụnne ya ụmụ ya ọkwa wayo hụ ha ga-eji gwute ya. So nga ha anọghị nga akpụga ha ego iji nyere aka to embark on the funeral of his wife. ọhụrụ ngaji jụọ nyekwana ji mee ikekwa anaghịchi aya ebe ndị a ka na-enye ya positive decision to legalize his stay in Austria. aya ọ chọrọ ịzụrụ ụlọ, which is the normal thing. Even ya wụrụ mmụọ ahịa nga ime ya advice iji ego ole ya shi m lekwa ya ji 43,000 euros ihe nga ime na I will be able to even ya wụrụ ma m adata enwere m a senior brother the good who is not diabolic. I can be able to go around enwere ike mekwere ya jee Owerri o jee Port Harcourt jụọ chi which city do you want, ịchọrọ ya which town, ịchọrọ ya at Owerri or at Port Harcourt. ya gba m ebe I'll just go around chọọ ndị no into estate business achọrọ ụlọ dị good akwụ ụgwọ ya m ego ahụ ezughị ma agba ya chi ego ga-ezughị. This I can do, but they pushed me aside. Adding idea adding ọbịa from me. Instead of enough anyị ego were makwa na ijeje chọgharị ụlọ ahụ at Owerri ma ọ Port Harcourt ha mere ha eje kechie nwanne ha nwoke wite nwa ya jee lie nwe n'ime mmiri. onye ọbụla mere ha na-eme chiesha Chineke ahụghị ya. Chineke wụ the kind of God that sees whatever human beings does in the darkness, in the closest of the doors, in the darkness of the night. Even ndị gburu ha ala were ji rịba ha ala pochie jeje rụọ ya ọrụchachi adonye ha hụrụ nwani. God is seeing everything that has happened, and there is a day of judgment that God will establish his own day of judgment. Thank you for listening.